started bass fishing. I remember back when I first started reading a lot of bass fishing magazines. Back in the 70s, Bassmaster magazine would have a bunch of different type of advertisements in Bassmaster, and they always had Stren line in there, and they always advertised the Golden Stren, which is it's bright yellow monofilament line. And I never did buy any of it because I said to myself, even not knowing much about bass fishing back then, it's like, man, they could see that line in the water. It's like I can't, I don't know why anyone would want to use it. So that was sort of my perception a little bit, and that perception was blown away in the very first time I had a chance to learn how to pitch and flip. This friend of mine who is my jig fishing mentor named Terry Thomas, you guys may have heard me talk about him on the other channel, but he invited me to fish a buddy tournament with him down at Grand Lake. And at the time, all I used was green Maxima. They had this monofilament line called Maxima, and it was green, and it was like almost invisible in the water. And I always thought that that was going to give me a big advantage. So I went out that particular day, and I didn't know much about flipping, and I had like a 7-foot rod with 15-pound test green Maxima on it. And of course, we were flipping and pitching flooded willows, and when I pitched that green Maxima in there, I couldn't even see my line. It just disappeared. And Terry was using 30-pound tests, high visibility, blue Stren line. So when he pitched in there right next to me, you got 30-pound test line that looked like a rope going into the water. And I remember thinking, it's like when I first saw him with that blue line, it's like, God, he's not going to catch nothing with that blue line. Guys, he whacked them. He absolutely destroyed me that day. He caught 28 pounds of fish on the blue line, and I had 1 2-pounder, and he just ripped big ones all day long on it. That made me realize right off the bat that fish were not that sensitive, at least in off-colored water, to some type of a bright colored line. They were more focused on the bait. Now, as time went on and as the years went by, my thought process changed a little bit because I started experimenting a little bit with different type of lines. And as we went into the 90s and the 2000s, there was a lot more options available. We had, fluorocarbon line came out, which is, crystal clear, really invisible. You had different type of monos, you had different type of braided line colors, and I started experimenting with a lot of things. And the thing that I realized is like, okay, if I can see my line and I feel like I want to be a line watcher, it just makes more sense to use a clear line. It's like, if I can see it, there's no reason for me to have a blue line or gold line in the water that could possibly